recent interview claiming that Caitlin Clark is ruining what used to make the WNBA great. Wait for this.
Empty stands?
Tom, let me just...
Go ahead, I'm so mad.
WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place. You could bring your laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now, it's like there's a large gathering of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score like we're there for their entertainment. And that's pretty gross.
Brittney Griner just faced some strong criticism and not on the court. Vincent Oshana, co-host of Patrick Bet-David's show, called her out for making a racially charged comment about Caitlin Clark. His comments hit hard, and many people think the WNBA came off as out of touch. The backlash is spreading quickly online. Some are even calling out double standards and questioning whether trading for Griner was worth it, considering her past.
I mean, and Adam, I know, Adam, you definitely have something to say, and I know, Adam, I'm going to piggyback off of Adam because Adam's been saying this for a while, that this is why the WNBA is never, ever, ever going to work and never make money. And this is exactly what Caitlin Clark gets for bending the knee. Do you guys remember when she said, when we lost all respect for her, when she said, I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. And the more we can elevate black women, this is going to be a beautiful thing. That's when it was all over. And Angel Reese and Brittney Griner, they walk around like the league owes them something. Even Ryan Clark's attitude as if, bro, where's the victimhood? These are freaking millionaires.
Let's be honest, this league isn't just a little unprofessional. It's completely out of control. We're not talking about a small mistake here. It's more like total chaos. Like the locker room's on fire and no one cares about the rules. This is supposed to be professional women's basketball, not a reality show with people throwing elbows.
The whole market reacts to this with Brittney Griner, right? And then the other quote, Rob, then I'm going to wrap this up and then I'm going to go to Adam. Put the quote of Brittney Griner, what she said about the NBA. This is so funny how all this stuff works out, right? She says, this is from Brittney. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there, watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. It's called a freaking game that they pay you money to play. Don't play.
People tune in expecting good basketball skill, leadership, and real competition. But instead, they're getting drama, insults, and cheap shots that feel more like pro wrestling than sports. Meanwhile, the media acts like this is all totally normal. Let's be real. Fans don't buy front row tickets to watch personal grudges explode on the court. No one watches an all-star game thinking, can't wait to see someone make a racist comment or throw an elbow to the throat. And yet, that's what's happening with Caitlin Clark, a fan favorite, being pushed around and targeted like it's open season. Why? Because she's incredibly talented, and yes, let's be honest, because she's white.
Brittney Griner calls. I was not going to comment on any of this stuff until this took place. Watch what she says. The entire internet has reacted to this. Here's Brittney Griner. They're playing against the Indiana Fever, and look what she's saying. Go ahead, Rob.
For the ticket cast out that we were talking about earlier today.
Well, that pretty much sounds like trash effing white girl.
But sure, let's all pretend this is just friendly competition or harmless rookie hazing, right? Meanwhile, league officials are sitting courtside, smiling like the chaos is great for ratings. Spoiler, it's not. This isn't helping the game grow. It's like throwing it into a dumpster fire and shouting heat check as it burns.
Was caught on tape during a game with the Indiana Fever, dropping racial slurs against Caitlin Clark. And it doesn't take a lot of genius to lip read Brittney Griner, whose voice, by the way, is about as low as mine is, calling her trash and an effing white girl. Now, of course, if Caitlin Clark had ever suggested the same in reverse, using black as opposed to white in that sentence, that'd be the end of her WNBA career. But Brittney Griner is going strong. It's totally...
Let's talk about the referees, the people who are supposed to be the responsible ones on the court. The ones with the whistles and the power to keep the game fair. Right now, you'd find more consistency in a toddler's crayon drawing. One player barely breathes near another technical foul. Caitlin Clark gets shoved into the third row, and the refs? Probably busy updating their Spotify playlist. Oh, was that a foul? Sorry, I was listening to Beyonce. At this point, it feels like they're flipping coins to make calls. Heads, we blow the whistle. Tails, she gets body slammed. This isn't officiating, it's guessing. And fair refereeing isn't a bonus, it's the bare minimum. Without that, what are we even watching? A basketball game or something way worse? And And here's where the real flagrant foul lands, not on the players, but on the league itself. It's time to clean house. Get rid of the racial agitators, the bullies and sneakers, the benchwarmers acting like movie villains. Fire the coaches who say nothing while it happens. Let go of the executives who think turning games into chaos will boost ratings. You don't build a league by turning it into a circus. You build it by making it a sanctuary, a place for talent, discipline, and real professionalism.
I don't know for sure what was going on with what cameras caught Brittney Griner saying on the bench after she had fouled out against Caitlin Clark's Fever in Atlanta. I waited to comment on this until the WNBA was able to investigate it. I wanted them to issue a statement about it, but we have heard nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing. And Brittney Griner has not commented, which...
Polished version that keeps your strong message, but makes it more accessible and focused. The real professionals, the ones who actually respect the game, are getting overshadowed by players chasing headlines instead of wins. Throwing shade and cheap shots shouldn't be part of the playbook. This isn't middle school gym class. This is the WNBA. Or at least, it's supposed to be. But every time there's a dirty hit or a slur the media chooses to ignore, the league loses something important: credibility, respect, and fans. That, let's be real, Caitlin Clark isn't the problem. The league is the one stumbling, making a mess of itself on national TV, then blaming the rookie for why things aren't working. And don't fall for the growing pains excuse. Growth doesn't come from letting chaos run wild. Growth comes from setting clear standards, from demanding excellence, from making it clear that racism, bullying, and cheap shots have no place in this game. Period. End of quarter. Now imagine a young girl tuning in to watch the WNBA for the first time, dreaming of playing there someday. But instead of being inspired, she sees veteran players ganging up on a rookie, refs looking the other way, commentators calling it just passion. That's not passion. That's poison.
Supporters, well, we're going to talk about Brittney Griner. That's right, the WNBA's woke trifecta. She's black. She's a woman, ? And she is lesbian. My goodness. That is the leftist propaganda machine that actually happens to play basketball, the WNBA. That is their wet dream of a player. By the way, the whole league is ate up with that.
And the worst part, the league is drinking this dysfunction like it's Gatorade. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out there taking elbows like she accidentally signed up for the UFC. And what does the league do? Nothing. Just silence. Maybe a vague, half-hearted press release days later that says absolutely nothing. The message is clear. If you're not part of the mean girl clique, you're on your own. And let's not act like the double standard isn't blinding. If the roles were reversed, if Caitlin Clark had said anything even slightly controversial about someone like Brittney Griner, or made a dangerous play, CNN would be camped outside her house. ESPN would run 24/7 coverage. She'd be publicly dragged, sent to mandatory sensitivity training, and forced into apology tours. But when Griner throws out a slur and a cheap shot, suddenly it's just competitive fire, please. That's not equality. That's selective outrage. You can't preach empowerment while protecting bullies. You can't shout about justice while ignoring slurs just because they're aimed in a direction that fits a certain narrative. That's not empowerment. That's cowardice dressed up as progress. And to the fans saying, it's just part of the game, I have one question. What game? Because if the game now includes racial hostility, public hate, and league-approved violence, maybe we don't need a new rule book. Maybe we need a whole new league.
Happened to her in the last 2 years since graduating college is that she has been abused repeatedly. We have shown you videos just getting elbowed, getting crushed, inbound passes where they ram into her, just absolutely abused. And there clearly is a racial element to it. Here is Brittney Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
Fouled out, had 6, and it was the ticky-tack fouls. And again, Caitlin Clark doing a little bit of an acting job. Not sure if that was actually a foul, but again, that's for the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
All right, so she wants to be seen. She knows the cameras are on her. Trash white girl. She wants to be seen.
This is already a strong and compelling closer, but here's a final, sharpened version that polishes the phrasing, maximizes impact, and brings professional-grade clarity and rhythm. This could easily serve as the closing statement in an op-ed, speech, video script, or high-impact social commentary. You want growth? You want fans? Here's the play. Act like professionals, respect the sport, respect your opponents. Show the young girls watching that making it to the WNBA isn't about joining a fight club, it's about being elite. And to the WNBA execs, this is your shot clock winding down. Make the call. Because right now, the only thing more embarrassing than Brittney Griner's cheap shots is the league pretending this chaos is business as usual. Spoiler alert. It's not. Call the fouls. Clean the court. And for the love of the game, stop treating professionalism like it's optional. The WNBA was supposed to be where talent meets respect. Instead, it's starting to look like a mashup of Bad Girls Club and Street Fighter. And if this keeps up, don't be shocked when fans take their support and their wallets somewhere else. Because we didn't sign up for race wars and sneakers, that we signed up for basketball. Clean, elite, inspiring. Basketball.so until the WNBA decides whether it wants to be a professional sports league or a live-action soap opera with a free foul policy. The ball's in their court. Let's see if, for once, they make the right play. And as for Brittney Griner, she just got posterized and not on the court. Patrick Bet-David's co-host, Vincent Oshana, came in like Prime Jordan, called her out clean, and dunked on that racially charged shot at Caitlin Clark. Now the WNBA looks like it fouled out of common sense.